What accident are you describing that doesn't sound like you on that tape? It's not cute. It's not okay.
When he hit me,
And you were so in shock that you explained to him that it was your fault?
He tried to make it look like it was my fault.
Boom, what do you mean him making it look? That's you making it look.
All right.
$1,500. You don't have a right to work out a payment plan when you win 50 grand in gambling and the government finds out. There's no payment plan there. It doesn't sound like someone who says, yeah, I've got no problem, end the child support. So you end up doing what? Okay, hold on, pause on 1 second and let me ask you, what do you end up doing to clean up the place? Like what happens? How long are these limbs out there? You better not tell me that this is in your neighbor's yard.
So
what for? Firewood?
I guess, I don't know. He just wanted to keep it. But anyway, he said, tell him just get the limbs out. So I told him. He said, okay, I would do that.
Join us as we delve into the cases where deception knows no bounds and liars take their tales to outrageous extremes. Get ready for a roller coaster ride of disbelief and intrigue as we uncover these moments when liars go too far on the people's court. Strap in because, well, this is one courtroom drama you won't want to miss.
This is the plaintiff, Kathy Grandy, and he sideswiped her, causing damages. The impatient hothead refuses to pay her to get her car fixed. This is the defendant, Doug Foley. He says the plaintiff made a sudden right-hand turn, and her fender was seen admitting fault, and now she's turning around trying to sue him? The evidence will speak for itself.
It's not nice to lie. Here we have Kathy Grandy stepping into the courtroom with determination etched on her face. She claims that the defendant, Doug Foley, attempted an illegal maneuver by passing her on the right with his tow truck, resulting in a damaging side swipe.
All parties, please use your right hand. Seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Represented here by Doug Foley.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for $1,898. Tell me what happened.
Okay. I was going down one lane in Mount Vernon, 30 miles per hour.
Okay, we have like a drawing up there. Would that help you? Can you go over there and kind of make one car your car and grab a car?
There you go.
There you go.
And this truck, oh great, was behind me. So let's go like this. And then actually...
You know what you could do? You could make that the corner and just like alter your... Now flip the cars.
Great.
You're in a corner and what happens?
Here's the gas station on the left.
Okay.
And the brand new is like flags all over. So I was going 30, that's the speed limit, slowed down to 35. Boom.
Wait, he just went like that with his back of it, just like that, boom, and just hit the back of your thing.
Yeah. Boom.
Boom. So how did the truck even have, how did he have room to do that?
That's it. He really was, is it illegal? So he did try and pass me. Whether he was in a rush, I don't know.
And do you think he tried to?
I didn't slow down that much. I just like.
No, but I'm saying, do you think he was just impatient? Or?
Yes.
Now, Kathy stands before the court seeking justice, demanding $1,898 to cover the cost of repairing her car.
Possibly.
So do it again. I want to see it again.
Okay. Coming up here. And he wanted to go, boom.
I wanted to see if he made the same noise a second time. I wanted to see that, and apparently you did.
Okay. I had moved up towards him to look at him and said, you just hit me, can we pull over?
Okay.
We were still moving. That it was my fault because I was making a left, and I was not making a left-hand turn. That's where I was
so you weren't trying to decide whether to go to...
No, just looking over to make sure nobody was going to come out, slow down at 25 miles down.
Okay, so there was no...
He was kind of intimidating, saying, it's your fault. I said, how is it my fault?
When you say intimidate you, his version, that's the intimidation?
Yeah, I felt intimidated.
I thought he actually intimidated you.
No, I thought it was my fault, and it wasn't, so I was...
Telling you he thinks it's your fault.
Right,
okay, so go on.
And then you I was confused. What should we do? I said, should I call the cops? He didn't know. And then
why don't you call the cops? Why is that up to him?
Well...
On the other side, we have Doug Foley, confidently entering the courtroom. He argues that Kathy made a sudden right-hand turn, causing a fender to clip the mud flap of his truck.
I don't know, because he was kind of accusing me of it. So I said, do you want to call the cops? He didn't say anything. I said, well, why don't we just exchange?
Okay.
And that was it.
Right, was there damage to the tow truck?
None.
Right, that's usually the case. Okay, so you exchange information, you call the insurance comes out, they give you an estimate of what the damage to your car is, but in the end, insurance denied liability, correct?
They mentioned that...
They said it was your fault.
Yeah. Well, no, negligence.
As the proceedings unfold, it's evident that both parties are deeply entrenched in their narratives.
Yeah, that it's your fault. Okay. That means... All right, are you the driver or the owner?
The owner.
Driver had a knee operation and he's
All right, at least you
doing
got a
rehab.
good reason.
Well, I do have an audio recording of her talking to my driver.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
Who knew?
I think so. They told me. I said, I don't care. Come meet you in court.
Wait, did you ask to hear the audio recording?
However, Doug remains composed, countering Kathy's account with his own version of events.
No, because I know I didn't say anything really wrong in the audio, so there's nothing, and there's no visual.
Audio.
Yeah, me too.
But before I hear, no, not yet. Before I hear the audio, what I'd like to hear is to tape somebody talking to you if you consent to taping the person. In other words, you can surreptitiously tape some in your husband's car so you can find out, what your husband and his mistress are talking about. So it's okay. In many states, it's a third-degree felony to do that. In the state of Florida, it's a third-degree felony. When did you first learn? The insurance company told you?
The tension in the courtroom is palpable as both sides present their arguments, each steadfast in their belief of their version of the truth.
And didn't you say, can I hear it, before you decided to go to court?
No, because it's just...
Okay, your guy comes to work and tells you this happened. Okay, did he take pictures?
Yes.
Oh, he did. Let me see
He
the
took
picture.
pictures of the car.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amount of damage.
I've been in the automotive business for 33 years, and I could say approximately that's about a $2,000. At first, it was a $5,000 lawsuit she was selling. It
But this lawsuit's for $1,898.
dropped down, evidently.
Wait, was the lawsuit actually filed for $5,000?
Yes, ma'am.
In the end, the judge's verdict falls in favor of Doug Foley, delivering a decisive blow to Kathy's case.
It was? How did it go from 5 to 18?
So,
Told you to make your lawsuit.
Yeah, I didn't understand
to
why.
swear that you are out $5,000 when you're only out $2,000. Your body man told you, so
honestly,
that's
yeah,
how
I
you
said, well,
operate?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, be honest with me. When people get in car accidents, do they typically lie about what it costs to repair their car?
Yes, they do.
Play that funky music, white boy.
Yes, ma'am.
I got you.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not a problem. Yeah, I need this piece. Yeah.
I don't know.
As the litigants exit the courtroom, the echoes of their dispute linger, serving as a reminder of the intricate nature of the legal system and the quest for truth and fairness.
This is one good tow truck driver. He thought to tape, but his thumb got there just a tad too late.
Right.
Where's that stuff about I knew I was heading somewhere? There was no one, like, where? It's not okay. So I hear that, and what am I supposed to do with you?
When he hit me, he like...
And you were so in shock that you explained to him that it was your
he tried to make it
fault?
look like it was my...
And then you come to court and you sue for $5,000 that I'm going to end her misery. Verdict for the defendant.
My ex is a liar. Welcome to the courtroom drama unfolding before us. We've got Cindy, the plaintiff, stepping up to the plate, alleging that her ex-husband, the defendant, owes her some serious cash.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please.
Okay, this gentleman is your ex-husband, and you had one child together?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, he was behind on child support by how much?
For a very long
What?
time.
That's not an answer. How long?
About 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
And why weren't you paying child support?
And on my return, my
Wait. But why didn't you pay the child support when you were out of the country?
Trinidad and Tobago.
So what? How is there no way to send money from Trinidad?
I was sending money, but not through the child support.
Court, and if you could send it to her, you could send it to the court. The reason you didn't pay is because you could get away with it because no one was going to go.
He called me and told me that he took all his life savings and to pay off the child support. No.
What happened? Were you living in America by that point, and did they catch up with you?
I savings and my mom, and we put money together, plus I won some money.
According to Cindy, she graciously lent him money when he was down and out, only to be met with silence when she asked for repayment.
All right, so there's no dispute that he paid up at some point, right? Go from you to him.
Okay, he called me the end of 2006, the child support money. He told me that he took all his savings, pay off the money that he said the people did some work for him on his shop, and now they're hunting him down for the money. Yes, he didn't pay. The state took it. Since he won the money gambling, the state took whatever.
Wait, you got to
he
slow
owed.
down. The child support.
Yes, the child support.
Okay,
Yes.
back it up. So what happens is the state gets so the state confiscates it from where? His bank account?
I guess from when
So
he
that's
won
the
it.
compulsion to
Yes.
pay. So if she gave you $1,500, why don't you have to pay it?
At the point in time, I called her before I made the payment.
Except for you owe it, right?
Right, I
It's
owe
not
it.
like you're not being
No,
like a great
no,
dad.
no.
You're actually a deadbeat dad. You've accumulated 20 grand. So go on.
Now let's break this down. Cindy's claiming a loan. The defendant's denying it, and there's a whole lot of he said, she said going on.
14?
Was she 4? How old was she?
At that time, I think she was, yes, all right.
What
14.
year? What year was this?
2016.
So she was 14?
Yeah, she's 8.
She said yes. She's going. I asked her to stop the child support. She said once I paid in lump sum because she said it before.
When you say you paid her the money, did you give her a check?
No, I'm the one who made that choice.
I don't know
did
what
not,
you're saying. Listen carefully to me.
Yes.
Mechanically, how was the money paid? They
Through
took it
the
out of your
system,
winnings.
yes.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what you're talking about choice. That's not a choice.
I said, you are not going to stop the child support. And I did everything that I had to do. And I'm in need. Could you send me $1,500? She agreed and she said, yeah, but
Which
I always support my child. I always send money to her. I gave her a bank
I'm
card.
sorry, you were $20,000 in arrear in child support.
But
How'd that happen?
And while I was in Trinidad, I used to deposit and send money straight to her, directly to her.
So she was still 17. So I said, you can go try it out. She was stressed. I used to have to miss work to come up to court when we have court dates to my mom's house. And, yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, right.
I mean, in New York, it's actually until...
Now, things are getting spicy in the courtroom as the judge steps in to lay down the law. He's not buying the defendant's excuses, and he's certainly not impressed by his attempts to wriggle out of repayment.
When we came up, I had already said, I'm done with it because I don't want to deal with it.
Well, it's a little curious because you don't file this lawsuit. So I presume his version is that was in retaliation for child support being cut off, right?
I don't know.
Well, think about that. What do you say?
I would think so.
Really?
Yeah. If they were in trouble, yeah, I would say yes.
Anybody divorced here? But why'd you divorce him then?
Probably just unreconcilable differences. Just didn't get along.
But if you don't get along...
But hold on to your hats, folks, because this story's not over yet. As the dust settles and the courtroom drama comes to a close, Cindy emerges victorious, standing tall and proud.
To do it, I didn't have his address. And when you file the taking me to court to stop the child payment, that's when I got the address.
And if you were...
No, because when they turned 18, I automatically thought that it was gonna cut off. That's the end of it. I don't want to deal with it no more.
And did you tell the judge that?
Yes.
After I requested it, the judge asked me, what is my reason to stop it? Or do you want it to stop? No. He said, what's your point? Mm-hmm. And then she was like, yes, I want it stopped.
Okay. From your own testimony, you admit that you asked her for it because you needed it for work. Would give you I don't know why you sent them the $1,500, but you did, and for what? Like, your remedies to win. You're winning now.
Taking too long to chop. Welcome to the courtroom where the drama unfolds like a riveting saga. Today's case features Deborah Williams and Charles Chance, entangled in a dispute over tree cutting gone awry.
Well, $800. You're suing them for $800 because, according to you, they didn't do their job. Tell me what happened.
Three of my trees.
Okay, how did you hear about him?
He'd done such a great job. I thought, wow, I could use him to cut my trees down. Well, I needed one removed, and I needed two to just be trimmed. Okay. But anyway, but he would need half the money up front. He charged me $1,600.
Okay, did he start the job on the 3rd?
He started the job on the 3rd.
Okay, all right. And what did he do on the 3rd?
Deborah Williams steps up, recounting her tale of woe. She hired Charles to take her unruly trees, but instead of a timely completion, she's left with a yard resembling a disaster zone.
On the 3rd, they started cutting the big tree down, the real big, huge one. They left those limbs in my neighbor's yard, and they cut. So
what about the neighbor's yard?
Yes, they left them there. But anyway, they told me it would take them 3 days. So they.
What, did you knock on the neighbor's door and say, "Hey, I'm sorry about the limb"? How big was the limb?
Pictures. They were.
Can I
huge.
see the pictures?
Oh yes. These were the limbs for my neighbor's yard. They wouldn't. I
can barely see it. It's like, those are big limbs. Those are not little limbs.
Because the tree was, well, the neighbor asked me, she said, they cut coming back, and they're going to get them up for me.
All right, so what ends up happening?
Enter Charles Chance, the defendant, with a different narrative. He claims he was on track to tame Deborah's trees when unforeseen obstacles, like discontent climbers demanding more pay, derailed his plans.
Well, they never came back. So I called Charles, but he had already gone to my house and talked to my son, so he called me later and said, on the 5th, no show. So I called him back. I mean, he did come back one time on the 12th. If you're not going to cut the rest of the trees down, don't even worry about it. I said, even if you can't pick it all up, he came back and picked up about that much. And I haven't seen him, not at all.
Oh, if I was a neighbor, I would sue you.
Actually, my neighbor.
But I would be very mad if you had him come back and pick up a lid.
Neighbors, because
it's killing their lawn.
As the judge dives deeper, probing questions unravel the tangled web of excuses and broken promises.
Killing their lawn, it looks like their lawn could...
This stuff had dried up so neighbor's yard and everything, and I've just
So what else? He comes at 12th and then he doesn't come back. Calling him, and what's he saying?
Yes, I'm calling him. I'm texting him. I have texts from him where he told me he was...
The message, so go ahead and turn your phone back on and let me see the text. Tell me your side of this.
She asked me to...
But what about the neighbors caught in the crossfire? Their patience wears thin as limbs linger in their yard. A testament to the chaos unleashed by this dispute.
Well, one of the reasons I didn't come back is problems with getting new
Your climbers, your workers?
Yeah, because they wanted too much money.
Quote the job and enter into a contract with her?
Okay. No, it shouldn't be. Deborah sort of woos me into Deborah. I said, Deborah, I gave you weight.
And therefore you're allowed to just come
No.
And
I told her, it's up to you, Your Honor, however you think. But you're not listening to me.
It's working. You want to say what you want to say and get out of here.
In the end, justice prevails, albeit in a somewhat diluted form. Deborah walks away with a partial victory, but the scars of disappointment remain.
Spoken to your climbers to find out what they're going to charge you, to see if you can agree to $1,600.
That's still in my neighbor's yard.
Is it still in your neighbor's yard? Okay,
Yes.
You're a terrible neighbor.
Well, this is...
No, seriously.
Tell him to just take the limbs out of my yard. But anyway, he said, tell him just get the limbs out. So I told him. He said, okay, I would do that. No, he doesn't care anymore.
Oh, for the love of God.
Thank God.
Haven't finished the trees.
Well, after I realized Charles just wasn't going to come back, and I had to hire somebody else. I wanted those trees down.
How much did you pay?
As the courtroom drama concludes, lessons echo in the air. Time is indeed of the essence, and contracts hold the key to ensuring accountability.
The other person to bring
I paid the other person $2,000.
Do you have a receipt?
Big job.
Which is worth something, because these other guys, if they charge you $2,000 for the other 2 trees, which is to say I want my money back. The other way is to say, hey, I should get the benefit of my bargain. You two didn't know each other before this, right?
Yes, I knew him. I went to school with him, so I thought he would be, a great candidate to do.
Chopping down this tree was worth something.
Yeah.
And not picking up the debris was also worth something on your side.
Yeah.
All right? I'm going to order the defendant to pay the plaintiff $300. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.